Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me. Reviewing Love is Blind Germany Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. Only 3 and 4. Alright, before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So we pick up where we left off with the cliffhanger. We have Josie and Gunnar who are in the pods, right? So this man is on pins and needles because the girl is basically gearing up to break up with him. At least that's what it sounds like. Turns out she's trying to let him know that the way he handled the masculinity conversation made her see that he is actually masculine. He is one of the strongest people she's ever met, and he just handles himself with so much grace, and he makes her feel safe and all these things. And he's like, well, damn, you could have a better way of, giving that information. I agree, because it was very much given, I'm about to cut you off, but no. They decided to stay together. So thankfully, the way that he decided to process what she said before actually worked in his favor. If he would have let Jubriel plant those seeds in his head and he would have let them grow, I don't think this conversation would have went the same way. So good on him for just sticking to his guns and letting Josie come to the decision on her own. So then Josie has a conversation with Jubriel. She basically is like, listen, I'm not gonna take too much of your time. You're not my person. And my person is somebody else. I'm just gonna go my own way. He gracefully accepts the breakup. I didn't expect that. I thought he would be a little bit snippy, but he wasn't. And then he's like, oh yeah, say hi to Wendy for me. Honestly, in the moment, I didn't read into it. I was just like, oh, that's a weird thing to say. But now as I'm saying it, I'm like, is he just trying to rub it in her face that he had another connection anyways? Like, oh girl, no love lost. I was going to be fine regardless. Yeah, I'm in it like that. Anyways, once she starts giggling about Wendy, she's like, oh yeah, Wendy's all about you. She's so excited. Da, 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 da. This man seems to not be excited at all. He has no excitement when Wendy's brought up in the conversation. And I'm like, listen, if you don't like my girl, don't waste her time. But he's going to do it anyways. Back to Josie and Gunnar. They are having another conversation in the pods, and he's still in his head because he feels like he might not be good enough for Josie. And Josie still has it in her mind that she envisioned this dream family, the white picket fence, the husband, the kids, the dog, the everything, right? And so she has to divorce herself from that idea of how she viewed marriage and see if Gunnar is going to be enough to fulfill her, right? Ultimately, she does decide that she is able to envision a life with him and just him. So when he proposes, she says yes. Just before this girl walks out to the reveal, she lets the producers know she's not too fond of a bald head. Oh, big yikes, girl. Big yikes. But anyways, once the doors open, this man, he's so excited. He loves what he is basking upon. He's just like, oh yeah, she's gorgeous. This is great. She, on the other hand, is trying her best. She's trying to lean into it. Literally, she's leaning into this man. I don't think she looked at him once, to be honest with you. And yeah, you could definitely see that her gears are turning. At least that's my opinion. I felt like she was trying to save face in this moment. Then when they got around to the proposal, he didn't get on his knee. And it's not like a big thing. It's not a big, huge thing. It's just, I feel like when you're presenting this ring and you're asking for this girl's hand in marriage, like, I would have expected something different. And honestly, who am I to judge? Because my asking for my hand in marriage did not go like that at all. Like, my husband went, asked the father, paid the dowry, all kinds of things. It was very like African traditional type thing. Wasn't no get on one knee thing. So I'm not saying it's a must. I just would have liked to see it. Yeah, it was quite a lackluster encounter. They didn't even kiss. And I think I'm just so used to people kissing right away. Again, that's not a thing that has to happen, but it just felt weird. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Back to Jubriel, he is in the men's quarters just stressing. He's like, I know I have a crush on this girl, like a baby crush, but am I at the point where I could see myself marrying her? Don't think so. That's very scary to me. There's a lot of pressure and blah, 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 blah. On the other hand, you have Wendy, who is so ecstatic about this connection. She could not be happier. And she's letting all the women know about how happy she is to be with this man. I'm thinking, oh my God. Free my sister. Free my sister. So they have their date in the pods. And he does open up to her. He says that, this is a lot of pressure. I don't know if I'm at the point where I can say I love you, or I can say that I'm ready to marry you. And honestly, she's being very understanding. The man takes his time. He goes, he mulls over his feelings. Then he does come back for another date. And ultimately, he decides, you know what? She makes me feel safe, and I feel like I can authentically be myself. Are you sure about that? Because you seem very performative when you're on these dates with Wendy, but okay. So he proposes. She says yes. At the reveal, I was thinking, well, this is great. She walks out. He's like, oh, you are fine. Yeah, the girl looked too good. Scrumdiddly, yum, 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 yum. And I'm thinking, well, this is great. This is awesome. Is it? I'm glad that he is at the very least attracted to her, or that's what he's making it seem like right now. But the way that he talks about their relationship and how they even interact on their whole getaway thing, I'm just like, this man is going to do my girl dirty, and I hate that for her, because it seems like she's coming in with so much on her back already, just being scared to commit and not wanting to be done dirty. This guy's absolutely going to do her dirty, and I hate that for her. Well, I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though. Yan and Loanne are next in the pods. Yan feels like he is needing more reassurance because he has a lot of insecurities. He opens up to the guys about that. He opens up to Loanne about that. And he's like, I tend to be friend zone, and I feel like this could be happening here. She reassures him that that is far from the truth. She is actually into him. She's already locked herself off from all her other options. She's solely focused on him, right? So she goes back to the women's quarters. She's kind of conflicted because she wants a man who is not only confident in himself, but confident in their connection. And Yan is not giving that right now. So she's just like, I hesitate to move forward because I need somebody who chooses me wholeheartedly. And if you're not that, it doesn't matter how I feel about you. I gotta go my own way, right? So they do go back into the pods, and he's still talking about these insecurities. He's projecting. My gosh, projecting. And it looked for a second there that he was gonna break up with her, but he actually does propose to her. She's excited. She says, yes, this is great. At the reveal, she was ready to come out in a stunner dress. She had the yittying, and she was ready to give him the business, right? So when she comes out, it looked really cute at face value, It felt like you could see aura around them, like a little heart just glowing around them. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And then I'm realizing they didn't kiss either. What's going on? And then when they're walking away, she's looking at him. He's nowhere to be seen. The man is gone. The man is gone. And so she's like, I mean, in the real world, would he have caught my attention? Not necessarily. And then he is like, I didn't expect her to dress that way. What is she dressed like? What did that mean? What did that mean? It was a nice dress. Everybody wears a cocktail dress. Maybe it was too much cleavage. Okay. Some people aren't into that. But I'm just like, it's a regular cocktail dress. Everybody gets dressed up for the reveal. I don't know why. Yeah, I think he's hiding behind how she's dressed, and it's really about the fact that he's not attracted to her. Last, we have Andy and his web. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it. This man is just, wow. So Andy's in the men's quarters, and he's talking about his connections, right? He's like, yeah, I'm entertaining 3 connections right now, one of them being Yasmin. That's a problem for Dustin because Dustin really likes Yasmin, right? Yasmin and Dustin have a conversation where she decides to end things, right? We do know because of her upbringing, she's looking for stability, and she also was trying to feel that overwhelming comfort, or that, you're the one, this aha moment. And unfortunately, when Dustin was trying to explain if he was ready for this marriage, she just wasn't getting that vibe from him. So she decides to cut him loose. Sorry. He actually did seem very heartbroken. I actually do feel bad for him. But back to Andy. He's like, yeah, okay. I'm torn between the 3. Whenever he's asked about Yasmin, though, he doesn't want to talk about her. So it seems to me that he already knew Yasmin was his number one. He just didn't want to confirm that, right? Because he wants to have his cake and eat it too. So then he has a date with Celia. And he's in there trying to be all suave or whatever. And she's like, you know what? I actually need a firm decision from you. Like, where is your head at? This man doesn't give her a definitive answer. He says, I want to build with you. Why was Celia flattered? I said, Celia, you asked for where his head is at. He said, I want to build with you. No. You know he has open connections. Get a decision. Get something firm. You know what I'm saying? But she felt reassured by that, and it didn't help that he later said, you know what? I want to have a special date with you tomorrow. Before that special date could even happen, he gets a date with Yasmin. And on that date, he says, you know what? I want to pursue you and only you. You think you didn't know that before you went on the date with Celia? Please. So he actually lets Yasmin know, I actually told Celia that I was going to have a special date with her. So this is kind of awkward. The women are in the pods. They are aware that they're all dating the same guy. And it's kind of awkward because every time someone comes from a date with Andy, they're super excited. So the other girls are like, hold on, like, is my connection actually as great with him as I thought? Because you're super happy and you're super happy and I'm super happy. So what's going on here? I think they should have done a better job at comparing notes. That's one thing that the American girls do. When they realize you talking to somebody they like, they're gonna go and talk about what's been said. These girls don't do that. They talk about it with other people, but they don't talk about it with their competition. So anyways, the next person to have a date with Andy is Nadia. I forgot that Nadia was even in the conversation. But he basically tells her, listen, it's not you. I have my heart set on somebody else. However, I was supposed to have a special date. I was supposed to have a special date with Celia. Could you please give her this letter on my behalf? This man is basically trying to break up over text. He wants to break up over carrier pigeon. He wants to send this lady a letter. How dare you? So Naja's like, this is diabolical. And I can't believe like I have to be the person to now deliver the news. I would be so livid. I would have cussed him out on the spot because how dare you put her in that position and then me in this position? Child. Naja takes the letter. She delivers it to Celia. Celia is not happy, as you can imagine.
So wenig Eier in der Hose haben. Hier, müsst ihr zusammen lesen.
Die Nachricht, die du von Nadja bekommen hast, war bestimmt nicht leicht für dich. Es sind am Ende Impulse und Emotionen, die entscheiden. Ich hoffe, dass diese Entscheidung richtig ist für uns beide. Was heißt das jetzt?
Das Jasmin.
The letter is like, oh yeah, sorry. Basically, I love Yasmin. That's basically the letter. She's livid. So she goes into the pause. She's ready to give this man the business, okay? He's like, honestly, I didn't expect you to talk to me again. She's like, no, I got some things to say. I got some things to say. So she gets everything off her chest. And could you believe this man says, I didn't think I was your last option. So you mean to tell me we're to believe that you were stringing all the women along because you felt like everybody still had all these open connections. And so it wouldn't really hurt if you were just going to cut off people flippantly in the way that you did. Sorry, that doesn't even make any sense. Celia and Nadia, we ain't seen them talk with nobody. I mean, granted, maybe they were talking with people and we just didn't see it from a production standpoint. But Celia really made it clear that she was focused on him. So for him to use that against her, no bueno. Not at all. And so while all of this is unfolding, I'm thinking, yeah, Yasmin is going to be put off. I'm sorry. The way you treat other women, for me, is indicative of how you are capable of treating me. And to me, that's enough. Okay? I don't care if you're super sweet to me. If you are disrespectful, if you are, just with other people, I'm taking note of that behavior. Absolutely. Not Miss Girl. She goes into the pods. She ends up getting the special date. Okay, there's balloons. There's the little up house. I'm thinking, oh, okay. All right. She is so flattered. She's like, you really have proven to me that you can be committed, and that gesture you did, just making it clear that it's me and only me. I really appreciate that. Really? I mean, I get it from the sense that, you know, he really made a bold statement, but the way the statement came to be, very cowardly. I don't know why that doesn't turn you off, but anyway, she's super excited. They have another date. He proposes. She says yes at the reveal. They both come out. They are gobsmacked. They are so excited, so happy. They kiss immediately. And yeah, it's great. The height difference, sickening. Not gonna lie, girl, I love that for you. I do. But I don't know. I can't buy into this because of how he has behaved. I don't like that. And I'm sorry, I also don't like that Yasmin isn't taking note of that. Maybe she is and she hasn't said it. But then even still, why would you move forward? I don't know. No. We now have 5 couples who are going off to Creta for the getaway, starting with Yan and Loanne. He is quickly realizing that he may not be bougie enough for Miss Girl. She loves a blazer. She loves to wear a lot of satin, and she likes to wear heels even around the house. She just loves wearing heels. So he's like, yeah, I'm a little bit more laid back. And she says, that's not a problem. You don't actually have to match my style. It's not that you have to match your style bar for bar, which is so painful for me to say because you're looking at a matching couple. If you're on my Instagram, you know, you know. But like, y'all gonna be out looking like Justin and Bella? Is her name Bella? Y'all gonna be going out looking like these people? Don't do that. Don't do that. They're both still struggling with this whole physical thing, right? So she says, he has a great personality, and I do feel like over time I will be able to see him as attractive just because of who he is as a person. And then he says, I acknowledge that she is conventionally attractive, but unfortunately that doesn't mean you are then attracted to someone. So we'll see what happens with these two. Next is Josie and Gunnar. She is calling this man all kinds of weird. And I'm thinking, girl, what's going on? She's making all these faces whenever he's doing things that she just sees as unconventional. She claims that teasing is her way of showing affection. And unfortunately, Gunnar is over here like, oh no, this is great. This is banter. And so it's clear that she likes me. Is it? Banter's cool and all. I think the way things are presented makes the difference. It's not that anything that's happening on the show is necessarily bad. It's just the way in which they go about it, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with like poking fun at each other and stuff, but like, you're literally making faces at this guy as if you're repulsed by his presence, and he's none the wiser. So it's weird. It's weird. So all the while, they have yet to have their first kiss, right? They end up going swimming and just eating by the pool and stuff. And so she is talking to the cameras and she's like, you know what? Oftentimes I do just need that sense of security and that safeness. And so far he is giving me that. And so I feel like I can have this moment with him. So they finally have their first kiss. Why does this man start laughing? I don't see it for these two. I don't see it for these two, but best of luck. Constantine and Jesse are having a very good time together. Their physical chemistry is off the charts. They do seem very natural. And there was another serendipitous thing happening with a tattoo that he has, which is, I think, his parents' names, which is also her initials. They were like, oh my gosh, look at that. So they're loving the vibe until Constantine asks her about her smoking habit. And she's like, yeah, I'm a chimney. First of all, damn. We're not scared of lung cancer? Oh my gosh. So she says she's a chimney and he's like, okay, is there ever a chance where that's going to die down? And she says once she's growing a life, she definitely can stop that behavior. That's not a guarantee. I don't know. And you might resume once you give birth. So I personally wouldn't bank on that, but that's what she said. He is concerned because his life, like his health scare, has led him to be more health conscious. And so he's concerned that her smoking might be a little too much. But yeah, it also felt like after that conversation, he was being a little bit more distant. But that could be me just reading into things. A couple that's actually getting on like a house on fire is Yasmin and Andy. They are doing so well. It didn't seem like they had a single issue when they were first moving in. The only thing for me that I'm concerned about is when they get out of the bubble. Because in the bubble, everything's honky-dory. Outside the bubble, when Miss Girl is getting attention, you know, are those feelings of jealousy going to rise up for Andy? Like, how's this going to go? I don't know. If she has to hold him accountable for something, how's that going to go? I don't know. But for right now, things are going great for them. Things are not going great for Miss Wendy. Oh, Wendy. So Wendy and Gabrielle are just awkward. So awkward. She's trying to connect with him and he'd rather talk about Constantine, or he'd rather just be in the pool, not hang out with her. She's trying to be physical. She's saying she's yearning for that physicality. He's not giving it to her. And it's crazy because we met this guy saying, oh, I love making out. I love intimacy. Like, that's my thing. He's not giving her any of that at all. So then they have a conversation and he's like, yeah, I love you is just super serious for me. I've only ever told one person that I love them, so don't know if I'm there yet, which is a concern for her because she's already getting to the point where she's ready to say it to him, but she doesn't want to, have egg on her face, right? Then she says, I'm the type of woman who likes to be romanced, so I'm going to need a little more of that effort, right? Why is he going to act like she's asking for him to move a mountain? He's asking like this is the biggest thing that he could ever do. Like, oh my gosh, I have to romance this girl. Like, oh, are you not the same man who said when you're with your lady, you treat her like a princess? You love to do the romancing. That's why when he said it, I didn't believe it. I did not believe it. And now he's proving that. I don't know if it's because of Wendy or this is just him and he likes to present himself like that suave guy, but in reality, he's just not that guy. Things end by him saying, although his head sees that Wendy should be the person for him, his heart has yet to catch up. And I'm thinking, if you don't have that desire for somebody, like even if there are certain hurdles to pass through, if you don't have some kind of yearning for them, even just a little bit, 1, 2, 3, release them. Let my girl go. Release my sister. Nah, man, I don't like this for her. I really don't like this for her. Anyways, we'll see where things go. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.